Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. We're here at the Axpona High Performance Audio Show here in Chicago. We're talking with Mark Waldrep from AIX Records. You do something totally different than anyone else here, and you were talking about you really want high definition. You really can't be in the analog realm. You really have to remove yourself from historical analog. That goes against what a lot of the folks here are talking about, which is analog is better, vinyl is better. Tell us why, in a brief way, that you think that analog really can't match up.
I've been an audio engineer for 40 years. I've made records with my Nagra machine, which is an analog tape machine. But when you look at the end result of what the fidelity spectrum is, what the dynamic range can be as delivered by various formats, there's nothing that can come close to a PCM digital file recorded in its original time, at the time the musicians were present, at that standard. Vinyl is made from analog tape. Analog tape goes to about 10 to 12 bits. You might like the flavor of the sound that's produced, but in fact, at the end of the day, that's not as high resolution as I can produce with PCM digital.
So in your opinion, then, what is it that, because you must have thought about this, what is it that people in the analog realm and in the vinyl realm, what are they romancing? What are they hearing? In your opinion, what is that they love so much?
There's a lot of things in terms of the euphonious quality, the so-called warmth and all that happens on analog and tape and vinyl that is very nostalgic. It works for people. And I'm not going to argue that you can't like those flavors. Absolutely, that's one of the things that actually works for people. And it's all about kind of the diet that you want. If you like sushi, eat sushi. If you like mac and cheese, eat mac and cheese. I'm delivering, I don't know what, Bolivia or caviar, beluga caviar. I'm just trying to make the very best that satisfies what my needs are. And at the end of the day, if other people like it, great. Thankfully, enough people have.
Throw some numbers around, because you know what you're doing in the digital realm here. You make your own recordings from scratch. You record them a certain way, and you call them true high-definition audio.
My definition of high-definition audio has to be that which will meet or exceed the capabilities of our human hearing. That means you've got to be able to get somewhere in excess of 120 dB of dynamic range. If somebody sings quietly or plays quietly or loud, we got to be able to hear that. The other side of that is the frequency response. Well, analog tape only goes up so far, vinyl goes up so far. With digital and the delivery mechanisms now that are affordable, we can actually eclipse what human hearing does. And maybe there's frequencies up there that affect the sound. My argument is basically if it's coming out of their instruments while they're playing, whether it's a horn or cymbals or something with high energy at high frequencies, I want to capture it, and I want the system that produces it back to you to have that frequency material in it. That's fidelity. That's the definition of the word, after all. So look, it's not an argument. I started 13 years ago trying to make something that nobody else was doing, and thankfully we're still here 13 years later.
Mark, I love your contrarian approach, and I'll tell you what, it sounds pretty darn good in this room. Thank you for taking time to talk with us.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.